We're going to move on now to race number 10 here, and this is going to be the last race on the program. And it's on the turf. It's over the 1,200 metres for the Class 2 gallopers. Hong Kong Win has his second try at the 1,200 metres. Chad Schofield has the ride for John Size. We've got Massive Pocket, Derek Long for Francis Loy. Shining Ace is a three-time course and distance winner. Mr. Croissant, wider draw, but he did run second behind Naboo Attack last start. Roman Turbo has placed 4 from 5 over 1,200 metres. He's coming back in distance. Victorium's a three-time winner track and distance and switching from the all-weather back onto the turf. Congratulations, back in trip from the 1,400 to the 1,200. Second time in Class 2 for Trillion Win. In Flying Genius has his first start over 1,200 metres at Sha Tin. So we've got no Naboo Attack now in this race, Tom. What's that going to do to the speed map? Of course, he went back last time, but in Australia he was also ridden forward in his races and competed just as well.
He certainly did, and so we're looking at Trillion Win. I think one of the horses to potentially go forward here along with Highly Proactive. He didn't lead last time out on the all-weather, but certainly has led in the past, Highly Proactive, so you expect him to be handy. Shining Ace shouldn't be too far away. He's right there in gate number 2, and Flying Genius to burrow through from gate number 1. He's got a little bit of a mixed profile, does Flying Genius. Looks tricky for Young Legend and Matthew Chadwick from gate number 13, Paul, but you'd expect those two, Highly Proactive and Trillion Win, maybe even Highly Proactive, to go on with it.
I think he will, actually. I think he will lead, and Trillion Win will be happy enough to take a sit. He can lead if he wants to, Trillion Win, but if Highly Proactive really pushes it, I think he'll go forward.
Yeah, and horses like All in Mind, Mr. Croissant, and Congratulations likely to be back as well.
Yep.
Paul, you keep across the track work, and he's a horse you've always had a lot of time for, Trillion Win. What did you make of his work this week?
Well, I just thought I'd show his last couple of gallops leading into it. You can see here he just was doing it nice and quietly behind Nzombo. Now, Nzombo was racing at this meeting and was a last start winner. So this was back on the 17th of June. You can see him doing it nicely enough there, and he could have easily gone past if he wanted to. And same with this one. He's just with a stablemate here, Little Bird, and you can see him. He's just like following horses here. Now, this could be significant if Highly Proactive does go on with it, because he can relax in his track work. That's the point I'm making. So if he doesn't necessarily have to lead.
Okay, and we saw on the speed map that you both suggest that Highly Proactive might cross him if Alexi wants to take that trial. Let's go back to some replays. We're going to start here. Well, that's Naboo Attack. He's not running, so we can take him out of that one. But in this race is Mr. Croissant, who always races well second up, and he did again this day. Trillion Win also features, and he's in this replay just one spot in front of Mr. Croissant, All in Mind, and he's up in grade, so he carries a lightweight. Tom, he's back in the field. What are you taking of the three out of this replay?
Certainly Trillion Win and Mr. Croissant. So Mr. Croissant, he's just drawn gate 14. That's the negative here, but look, he should be better for that effort last time out behind Naboo Attack here, and he came with the winner down the middle of the track, did Mr. Croissant, but I do like Trillion Win here. He's likely to get a good run, and he's got good form around him, Paul, with Naboo Attack. Decisive 12, he ran well again on Wednesday night, and Courier Wonder, fantastic way. They're all there. Yeah,
so he's got really good form. I agree with you. I think he's going to be tough to beat, Trillion Win. I did like Mr. Croissant's run, though, and look, he's drawn 14, as you mentioned, but he'll get back, and he has got a really good, powerful finish on him anyway, so I don't think it's going to be too much of an inconvenience for him, but yeah, both those two are in for me.
Tony Picone rides for Chris So on Mr. Croissant. Under the lights to Happy Valley, this race over the 1,000 metres, and that is Shining Ace, who runs second in this race. He's beaten by an Inform, Harmony and Rich. Hong Kong Win, he's also in this field. You can't miss him. He's the big chestnut with the white blaze. We've got Massive Pocket as well. He's out wider on the course. And the other one is Flying Genius, Paul, and he's coming to the 1,200 for the first time at Sha Tin. Again, just struggled a little bit up in this harder grade.
Yeah, look, I haven't got any of these horses in. I just wonder if, this is a little bit tougher, and coming back to Sha Tin. Of them, though, I mean, Shining Ace did run quite nicely, and he'll get a good run from barrier 2, and he's a three-time winner over the course and distance at Sha Tin. So of this lot, I think Shining Ace would probably be the one I'll take out of it.
Yeah, he was up near the speed early last time out. I'm going to include Shining Ace because, as Paul mentioned, three-time course and distance winner. He tried hard here last time out. He was certainly no match for the winner, but Morera, gate 2, he's likely to get plenty of favours.
And John Size looking for what will hopefully be for John's case, his third or fourth winner of the day by then. On the 11th of April, running 1,400 metres, we've got Roman Turbo up outside the leader, and also in this race is Highly Proactive. He leads down on the rail turning for home, and this is the race where Silver Express comes out, Tom, and whacks a couple.
Yeah, he did, and Roman Turbo just about got the worst of that, basically. And look, he's had a run since then, and last start he did cover some ground and knocked up. And I'm not totally immune to him dropping back to 1200 because he was a winner twice over 1200 metres, and he's raced well here over 12 as well. You can see he got sandwiched in the middle there when Silver Express came out. So he had an excuse there, Paul, and last start he covered ground.
Yeah, I agree. I've got him in the numbers as well, Roman Turbo. He's only had limited starts, as you say. His win was over 14, but he has won over 1200 overseas, so it's not a problem for him.
He's placed 4 from 5 over 1200 metres in Hong Kong as well. Now, this is back on the all-weather. Well, we'd had some rain throughout the afternoon. Victorium is actually that horse right there. And he's been a horse you've been keen on lately. Paulie raced well on the all-weather, and he's got excellent form on the turf as well.
I think he goes better on the turf. I mean, the 2 runs on the all-weather have both been very good. This is quite a strong dirt race. Coming back to the all-weather is good. Now, this just highlights that he's in good form at the moment. He's a very fit horse. He's going well. And look, I've included him as well. I just think he's coming back to some of that form we saw earlier on in his career.
It's almost been a year to the day. Well, it has been a year to the day since he won 24th of June at Happy Valley off a mark of 87. You can see he was covered in muck there, but look, he's been racing well, so he can figure as well.
Highly Proactive was also in that race. He was in that clean pink and yellow jacket down on the inside and faded fast on the fence. Now, this is a congratulation running 5th. This has been his best effort by far since arriving in Hong Kong, Paul. We pick it up from the 600 metre mark. That was over the 1400. He comes back to the 1200. So do you think that'll have him more on song or not?
No, I don't like him back to 1200, to be honest. Like they raced him up to 2,000 metres, didn't they, when they were going for the Derby with him. Back to 1200, like he runs on over 14. I'm not so sure about him over 12.
Yeah, the backup's interesting. Of course, he was 110% outclassed when it came to the Derby there. They lined him up there at only his second start, and he did absolutely nothing. But look, he's placed as a 2-year-old over 1,200 metres on a couple of occasions at Group 1 level and Group 2 level. It wasn't a bad run there, but I find it hard to put him in here probably from gate 11.
He got going again when Master Montaro appeared up on his outside. So selections from you firstly, Paul.
With Trillium win on top, the 11, the horse is going really well, comes out of strong form races. Victorium in there for second, coming back to the turf is a positive. Mr. Croissant will get back, he'll hit the line strongly, and Roman Turbo, don't mind him over the 1200. 11, 8, 5 and 6.
Trillion win on top, horse number 11. I think he'd be tough to beat here with the lighter weight on his back. Shining Ace gets a chance, as too does Mr. Croissant, and Roman Turbo 11, 4, 5 and 6.